Welcome back, everybody. She has been starring in films since she was just 9 years old, and she is a regular guest in our home. We love her so much. Here with her latest Hallmark Channel movie, The Mistletoe Inn, like we just discussed. Welcome back, Alicia Witt.
Alicia.
We're so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
And your adorable dog, Ernest, which we are going to get to in just a few minutes. I mean, he looks like a perpetual puppy. I love this dog so much.
Thank you so much.
But before we start talking about him and he takes over the interview, let's talk about your movie, The Mistletoe Inn.
Yes.
So obviously there will probably be some kissing under the mistletoe.
You know, you are probably right.
Yeah,
Without giving away the spoilers, I think it's safe to say there's going to be a kiss.
I'm going to go out on a limb.
You know,
and
Debbie, she's a deep investigative journalist.
I am. I do all my research.
And also deeply intuitive.
Yes, yes.
So that makes sense.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's set in a beautiful, charming little Vermont inn.
Yes.
You've already got me hooked. Christmas in a Vermont inn.
Yeah.
I mean, how much more romantic can you get? What happens there?
Well, so Kim is an aspiring romance novelist, but it's a dream of hers that she's had for a long time without having done much to make that happen. And at the very beginning of the story, she gets dumped by her very self-important novelist boyfriend who decides he needs to date a serious novelist, and he's dumping her. And she knew it wasn't working out anyway, so she decides to take the initiative and book herself a getaway in this gorgeous place in Vermont where for 5 days all these writers get together, encourage each other, work together, and start writing their first novels. And while she's there, she meets this one writer in particular, Zeke, who gives her a lot of tough love at first, a lot of criticism that she's not sure she likes so much. But if you want to be a great writer, you have to be able to take that.
Right.
Yeah. Well, he's challenging her to probably dig deeper into her
Yeah.
talents and who she
Well,
is.
because he likes her.
Yeah.
I think they're probably going to kiss under the mistletoe.
There you go with that
I think that's
intuition
where,
again,
yeah.
Debbie.
I mean,
I
so
was
call me
going
now.
down the
Crazy.
professional path. I was trying to be the gentleman and go right to the trashy romance
That's
novel.
not trashy.
Okay.
That is the most romantic thing ever. I love that.
Well, here we have a clip. This is where Kim and Zeke are actually learning, kind of warming up to each other. They're getting to know each other a little bit better. Take a look.
So listen, I've been meaning to ask you, what's your book about anyway?
Oh, let's talk about you. Can you even still buy typewriter ribbons anymore?
You know, I know what you're doing, and you're changing the subject. Don't do that. Look, you talked about your work today, and you won, right?
Well, the winning I really liked. The sharing of the work, not so much.
Well, I think that you need to get over your fear of sharing your work, is what I think.
Okay, fine. My book is about a woman who finds herself single at the holidays after a string of failed relationships, and she meets this guy who suggests that they pretend to be dating in order to survive the holidays.
That's fun. I'd love to read that.
I'll think about it.
Well, while you think about it, maybe you can tell me what got you writing in the first place.
Who got me started writing?
Oh.
There it is.
Oh, that's the first time I've seen that. Yeah. I love it.
That was
and I
great.
loved filming that scene too. And I loved working with David.
That was
It was a beautiful scene.
Oh,
the
thank
lighting
you.
was
The
gorgeous.
lighting and the hairdo. And
I loved it.
I always watch it for the very first time live with the audience.
And you
on Twitter.
tweet?
Oh,
I
really?
tweet.
Awesome.
But I don't watch any of it ahead of time except what we have to do the like dialogue over again in the studio.
Yeah.
But I always see it for the very first time live.
Do you get nervous when you do that, watching it for the first time? Because a lot of actors have a hard time watching themselves.
Yeah, I don't like watching myself. I honestly probably wouldn't, just because I don't like, I mean, it's awkward seeing myself. But if I'm watching it with my friends and also with the viewers, it feels different. It's like we're kicking off the holiday season on Thanksgiving together, and we're celebrating this really fun thing together. So it's not so much like, oh, I'm watching myself.
Exactly.
It's like, look what we made.
It's strange because every night I go home, we'll have dinner, and we all sit down and watch Home and Family. I get the kids together, and Julie, we get...
But you fast forward through everybody's part except for yours, right?
Just like that. We just fast forwarded through that part
Just
of you
so you
talking
could,
right there.
It's like me. Oh, Debbie, nah. Let's go.
You know what I didn't
There's
see?
me again.
You know what I didn't see, though, in that clip?
I'm psychic too.
Yeah, see? We're going to start a hotline. Call us now for your free psychic reading.
What I didn't see in that clip was Ernest. He is with you all the time.
He is with
He
me all the
is.
time. I travel everywhere with this one.
Yeah? All over, like even, because this was in Vancouver, right?
Yes.
Where it was filmed.
This was filmed in Vancouver, and
So he has a passport.
he does
Nice.
pretty much.
Well, I mean, you're such a big animal lover. We were all together at the Hero Dog Awards again this
Yeah.
year. We saw you there. How did Ernest come into your life?
I met Ernest through an amazing organization called Take Me Home, based in Santa Monica, California. They rescue dogs from the kill shelters, where sadly, I mean, if you drop your dog off or if a dog is found on the street, they will go to a city shelter where if they don't find a home, they could be euthanized. And many, thousands and thousands of dogs and cats are euthanized every year. Just because there's not enough room for them. And so Ernest had been brought into the city shelter when he was 7 months old. He was adopted. He was returned 2 months later for some reason. Nobody said why. And he was back at the West LA city shelter, and Take Me Home found him, put him in a foster home, and brought him to the weekend adoption events. And this was about 4 years ago. I had a dog and a cat named Jake and Jesse, who Jesse was 20 and Jake was 14.
Wow.
And they passed away within 5 days of each other in 2012, I think it was. And I had another dog. These are all rescues. Maggie was, at the time, I think 11, and she had grown up with Jake and Jesse, and she was so beside herself to suddenly not have her best friends. And a few months later, my friend Jessica took me to an adoption event, and I met Ernest there. She had already rescued a dog through Take Me Home, and Maggie was with me, and she and Ernest just fell in love. And Maggie and
Look at 'em
Ernest
there.
were together. There they are.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. It's like Mike and Ike.
Yeah.
The little one and the big one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maggie was like the bigger version of Ernest in some ways, and they were best friends. And then Maggie passed away about 2.5 years ago now.
Yeah.
And from that day on, I was actually just about to film a Hallmark Christmas movie right after she passed away. So I brought Ernest with me instead of leaving him at home, and it turns out he is the best set dog in the world. He loves traveling on planes. He's so chill. He hangs out on every set and every trailer with me. And he's
Looking a little
just
stressed out right now, don't you think?
Yeah, look how chill he is. You should see if you can get him in the movies. Your next Hallmark movie,
Yeah.
he has to make an appearance.
I know, I
sweet.
would love that. We actually tried one year, but it was a scene with a lot of fake snow, and it was getting on his paws, and
Oh, yeah.
we weren't liking that, so
Yeah.
he didn't make it into that one. But yeah, we have to do it. One of
That's
these
wonderful.
movies.
Adorable. He's so cute. Thank you, Alicia, so much for being
When you come back, you always have to bring him with you now.
I
You know that, because
I
we'll be
would
like,
love
nice to
to.
see you. Where's Ernest?
Yes, that's how it is with most of my friends. They always greet him, or on the set. I
Yeah.
go onto the set, and they all say, "Hi, Ernest," and they're like, "Oh, hi, Alicia," which is how it should be.
The Mistletoe Inn. He's going to go make friends.
Exactly.
The Mistletoe Inn premieres Thursday, November 23rd at 8, 7 Central, right here on Hallmark Channel. More information available at hallmarkchannel.com.
Thank you so much, Ernest. Oh, yeah, you too, Alicia. Up next, Ken.
Well, if you don't have an Ernest, you can at least have a reindeer. I'm going to show you how to make one coming up next.